I am Saras Pandey. This is SQL Depository, and welcome to PowerShell Basics to Advanced Part 1. So, in this series of videos, we will try to enable you guys to learn PowerShell on your own. This series of video is not going to make you the expert in PowerShell, but it will definitely make you a better person in PowerShell. And after going through all these videos, you will be able to learn PowerShell on your own, even if these are the advanced scripts or whatever it is. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start. So in PowerShell, all the commands that you will see are in verb-noun format. So when I say verb-noun format, if you look at my first command, it is start-transcript. So start is the verb here and transcript is the noun. Okay, so you will find the similar commands in PowerShell all over. And there won't be any any command with with plural like transcripts or services. So many times I've seen people struggling with the commands just because they are giving the plurals of those nouns. So all the commands will be in singular always, so don't ever make this mistake. And if you are doing any mistake, you can always use help, which is the topic of today's session. So let me go ahead and start the demo right away. So the first command that I have is start-transcript. So what this command does is, whatever script that I will run in this session, after running this command, it will capture all the commands and output in this file. So let me go ahead and execute this command. And as soon as I will execute this command and this is complete, if I'll go to this folder, you can see that it has generated a PS transcript 1.txt file. Okay. Now, whatever command I'll run in this session, it will capture all the commands and the output of those commands. Now, there is another command which is stop-transcript. At any given point, if you don't want your commands and output to be written in that text file, you can go ahead and execute this command. In my case, I'm not going to do it. I want all the commands to be written in the text file. Okay. So the next command, not exactly the command, the variable it is PowerShell internal variable, which is PS version table. It will tell you the PowerShell version that I'm using. You can also check the version on your laptop or desktop. So it's a desktop version, and the PS version is 5.1.15063.1805. Or you just want to see the PS version, then what you can do, you can give a dot after the variable name, and then you can give the field name, and it will not give you the other values after that. It will just give you the version number. So it is 5.1.15063.1805. Okay. So you can check the version of your PowerShell. There is a possibility that you might not find any command in the future sessions in your PowerShell, in the PowerShell, then it could be a difference in the version as well. So make sure you are running PowerShell with the current version. But otherwise, most of the commands will be available even in the older version as well. Okay. So the first command that I'm going to cover today is get-help. So there is a command, help command in PowerShell, which gives you the idea about anything related to PowerShell. If you want to learn about any command, or if you want to see any example and a number of things that you can do using this command. So that we will see but first thing that I want all of you to do is update help, so that all the help file will be uploaded to your system and you will have all the recent help available. Okay, I've already done it, so I don't want to waste the time. So I'm not going to run this command, and I'll directly jump to get-help command. So if I execute this command, let's see what exactly it has given. So let me actually go ahead and clear the below screen first, and then go ahead and run this command again. Let me go to top, and you can see there is lots of help like topic, short description, long, too many things it is giving. Right. So now let's see the example, how exactly we can facilitate this command to learn PowerShell. Now, the first command that I have, first actual command, get help, is the command to understand about the PowerShell Okay, but the first command that I'm going to use here is get command. There is a command in PowerShell to get all the commands in the PowerShell. Okay, how cool is it? So if I'll go up, did I run it? Okay, it is still running. So let it complete, and once it will complete, it will list out all the commands that are available in the PowerShell right now. So whatever module I have loaded too many modules, so it is returning too many commands for me. In your case, it might return less number of commands, but that's okay. You can install any module as per your need. So I'm gonna, okay, it is completed already, and you can see it has listed number of commands, but you don't have to remember all these commands. That is why get-help comes into the picture. Okay. So suppose you want to do something with the Windows services, but you don't know what exactly is the command. So this is where get-help becomes very useful. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a wildcard search for all the commands which ends with service. So let me go ahead and execute this command. And okay, so there are a number of commands that it has returned which end with service. Okay, but what if I know a bit more about those the command that I want to use? Maybe I know that I want to start a service. So what I can do is I can give star, then wildcard search, then service. Let's go ahead and execute this command. So it has returned 3 commands to me. Start Azure service, start DBA service, and start service. So start service is something that I'm interested right now because it works with the Windows service and right now, if I'll not give anything else, then it will do everything on my local machine. But with get service, if I go ahead and execute this command, it will list out all the services, display name, and the state of the service for me. So let me clear the below screen first and then go ahead and execute it again. And let me go on the top and you can see the status of the service name and the display name, right? Okay, so far so good. Now, if I know the service and I want to just fetch the information about that particular service, in that case, what I can do is there is a parameter which is -name and the service name is MS SQL Server. If I want to get the information about only this service, then I can give the name of the service and execute this and it will return the information about this service only. But it is returning only status name and display name. Are these the only properties that it can return about, for a service, or there are lots of other properties as well? It is just not returning in the default format. So yes, there are many other properties that it can return. So what I'm gonna do here is I have the exactly same command here. Then after that, I have this pipe, right? So what exactly this pipe does is it transfer the output of the left side of the command to the right side of the command. Okay. So whatever output will come from this command here, it will give it as an input to this command. So let me go ahead and execute this. So my right side command will return the information about the service MS SQL Server. And then what I'm doing is I'm doing a select and a parameter, which is the property parameter, and I'm giving a star. Star means I need all the properties related to MS SQL Server service. Okay, so let me first go ahead and execute this. Okay, so this time I've got too many properties related to MS SQL service returned, right? So you can see that the name, the required service, and lots of other things that it has returned. So this way you can see other properties related to a service. And if you know the name of the service, you can go ahead and select that particular service only. Okay, so just for an example, if I'll say I just want if this service can stop or not. So if I'll just select this property and execute this, and it says true. It means this service can be stopped. Okay. So there are lots of other things that you can do, and just to inform you, the select is the alias name. If you are thinking that why select command is not in verb-noun format, the actual command is select-object. But I'll tell you about the alias and different alias name and how can you learn those aliases as well in the future sessions. But for today, let stick with select hyphen object. We will not use the alias name anymore. Okay. So if I'll just execute this, it will return can stop. Yes, true. Or just the display name. If I want, then yeah, here is the display name. Okay, now if you want to just see what are the different verb available in PowerShell, like you have seen 2-3 different verbs here, like you have seen one verb which is get in get service, get help, get command. Then you also have seen update, which is in update help. Then you have also seen start in start transcript. So there are many other verbs also that you have in PowerShell, So let me go ahead and execute this script, and it will list out all the verbs available in PowerShell. So you can see resume, you can see restart, you can see register, you can see invoke, you can see wait. There are many other things that you will learn, in the future sessions as well. But it is impossible to cover all of them. But you know how to check the commands. You know how to check those words, and you can also play around it. But make sure you do not play too much around it. Like if you are doing it on a production system and you are playing with the service, I will recommend until you don't know what exactly it will do, don't do it. Okay. And I will tell you how exactly you can confirm that whatever I'm doing is right or wrong. Okay. So the next command that I'm going to run is get help, get service. So it will give you the help about the get service command. So let me go ahead and clear the screen below first. And then let me go ahead and execute this command. And if I'll go up, it has given the name, which is get service. You already know that. A synopsis. The syntax, there are many different syntax, and these syntax are based on the use cases. What are the different use cases you can have with this command? So this is very much important. And if you go through these syntaxes, most of the times it will solve your problem here itself. Okay. Then you have the description, you have the related links, you have the remarks, and there are lots of other things, but it is not the complete help. If you want the complete help, you can use -full, and it will give you the complete help here. If you'll see this time, and if I'll go up, you can see the examples also here, which were not there last time, right? So there are many other things that you can see if you will use the parameter -full. Okay, what if you want to see this help online? So there are two ways to do it. If you'll just go and open Google and search get service online help, and it will give you the link. You have to open the correct link, and you can go through the help, right? But if you'll use the parameter -online, it will directly take you the Microsoft page where they have written all the help available for get -service. And if I'll go ahead and execute this, it will open the help online. Let me go ahead and share that screen with you guys. 1 second. So here, okay. So here it is. It has opened this page when I have run that command with -online parameter. So this is very useful parameter if you want to search the help online. And these pages are always updated, so it is always a good thing to check the help online, especially when you don't know anything about the command. Okay, so let me go back to PowerShell. And the next command that I'm gonna run is exactly the same command, but with the different parameter. And this parameter is show window. So let me first run the command, then I'll explain what exactly it is. If I'll execute this command, it has opened the help in the different window. And the good thing with this window is you have the search box, right? And you also have the zoom. So you can zoom it to check if you want to check any particular thing and want in bigger font. or you can zoom it back, or you can go ahead and search. Suppose you don't know about some particular parameter and you want to learn more about that parameter. Suppose you don't want to learn about exclude parameter. So I'll have to click on next, or you can see the exclude parameter here. You can learn about it. And then whenever you are done, you can you can close this window, or you want to change any settings. There are settings which will, which will enable you to change the outlook a bit of this particular window. Okay, I'm not gonna change anything for now, and I'm gonna close this screen. But as you have observed so far that the help in this lower pane is very compact, and you won't be able to see it properly. So window is very powerful parameter when it comes to get help. Okay, -full I have already explained, but I have one more parameter which I want to explain in today's video, which is -example. What if you are interested only in the examples and you don't need synopsis, you don't need descriptions, you are not interested in those things? Then what you can do is you can run this command with the -example, and it will directly take you to the examples. Okay, so this is another powerful parameter for get help, and when you are especially starting learning PowerShell, then it will be very handy for you. So this is what I want to cover. I wanted to cover in this session. There will be many other videos which will be seriously going to enable you to learn PowerShell on your own and make you a better PowerShell person. So stay tuned, and as always, thanks for watching.